Live from our 7 Tasmania studios, your nightly news with Louise Huber begins now.
And the major parties are making their final pitches to Tasmanians ahead of polling day. Climate change and healthcare are among the top priorities to win over undecided voters in key electorates.
For mum of 3 Julianne Smith, a trip to the doctor means breaking the bank.
I save up problems before I go, like make it worth the money, I guess, because it's so expensive.
The Launceston resident is backing Labor's plan to improve GP access and affordability for Tasmanians, promising a $750 million boost to Medicare in the forward estimates.
We're approaching access to healthcare and dealing with a healthcare crisis in northern Tasmania in a practical way from many different proposals which are all designed to reduce the cost and increase access to healthcare.
Meanwhile, the Liberals are keeping coy on whether they'll provide a lifeline for the Ooze community after the only local clinic shut its doors a month ago.
There are 7 days left before the election, and we'll continue to make sure the Tassie government, who are spearheading the response to the community's concerns there, have the support that they need.
In the south, Labor is also pledging $100,000 to upgrade these tired kitchen facilities at Moona's multicultural hub.
Of course, when you have that option of cooking and self-catering, I think the demand of the herb is going to be more.
Tackling the climate crisis remains the top focus for the Greens, announcing a fully costed plan to save the Tasmanian devil through a $24.4 billion investment to a long list of environmental concerns in the next decade.
So the kind of funding that the Greens are calling for today would be used directly to provide a whole multiple array of mitigation measures to protect the Tasmanian devils.
The Liberals say Labor and the Greens are spending like drunken sailors this campaign.
Labor will probably have to do a deal with the Greens and the crossbenchers, and that means that all the spending Labor's promised is going to be added on to by all of those mad Green promises out there.
Tasmanians will have the final say when they head to the polls next weekend. Ainsley Kosh, 7 Tasmania News.
Hundreds of northwest coasters have stood in solidarity to protest plans for fish farm developments in Bass Strait. They came with a message for governments: act quickly before poor management leads to an environmental disaster.
Taking to the ocean in their fight to claim back Tasmania's waterways, these passionate protesters weren't mincing their words.
I would say we're going to end up with shit on the beach if this goes ahead.
Save Bass Strait! What do we want? No fish farm!
The wild weather didn't deter locals from congregating on Burnie's waterfront to take action against salmon farms proposed right on their doorstep.
We need to find the balance between using an ocean, which is like a complete free resource, to regulating it and creating an environment where the waste can be recirculated, the actual environmental controls can be implemented.
After years of pollution from nearby factories which have since closed, the community believe they've finally got the sea back to its natural state.
I grew up with orange water out here, and that was pollution, and times are changing and they can't do it again.
Burnie's now got clear waters from where it was many years ago, and now we want to turn it back to dirty water, I guess.
It's an issue that has political parties divided.
If the science says we won't do it or shouldn't do it, we won't do it. That's my commitment to Tasmanians. We will only make decisions about where salmon farming occurs in Commonwealth waters based on science, not based on emotion.
This industry has expanded, massively around the state in inshore waters. We've seen millions of fish die, choked to death in their own shit.
The group behind the event, Northwest Tas for Clean Oceans, say support is swelling in the face of adversity.
Look at them, they're standing there with water dribbling down their backs, It's just amazing. I think the community here is just beginning to wake up to what's happening, to be honest.
Determined to do their best for the next generation.
I've got kids, I've got grandkids. I want them to see the beauty I can see, not piles of rubbish.
Grace Evans, 7 Tasmania News.
There's been a drop in COVID cases overnight, with 925 Tasmanians infected, down from 1,118 yesterday. 39 people are in hospital with the virus. One is in the ICU. There are now just shy of 6,000 active cases in the community. A new campaign is urging locals to send a message to AFL House with a decision on Tasmania's bid for a licence nearing. But a centrepiece of their plan is set to face scrutiny, with both Federal Labor and Liberal putting a new Hobart Stadium on ice.
It's a call to arms, asking Tasmanians to show strength in numbers.
The time for dreaming is done. The time has come. Join the last push to play on.
As lobbying for our bid to join the AFL enters time on, fans are being asked to believe Tasmanian and lend their name to the cause. Local footy royalty also involved in the new campaign.
Only look at the AFL Hall of Fame to see Tasmanian names littered across every line there, to know that fundamentally it's a footballing state.
I think that's only going to get better by having that AFL presence. It gives us kids something to look forward to.
The ad also a family affair. 10-year-old Lily Champ starred on screen, while her grandfather David voiced it, both hoping it will kick a few goals.
It means we don't have to move to Melbourne or Richmond to play our dream sport.
Our sons, daughters, grandchildren can all do it here on home turf.
Despite only being a day old, the call is being answered.
I think the more people to sign it, the better, and that just to let them know that, it's about time.
I was very impressed, and so, we would definitely support that, and I'll get on board and sign it.
But other hurdles are in the way. Both Federal Labor and Liberal today saying the proposed floating stadium in Hobart is not at the top of their priorities, if in government after May 21. The state government remains unfazed.
We'll work through that process, and then we'll have discussions with whoever is in federal government about potential contributions.
John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
And young soccer stars have pulled on the boots for the first time this season. Kids braved the grey weather at Geilston Bay Oval for the start of the Eastern Region Junior Soccer Association, looking to kick a few goals for their clubs.
Down here, this is what it's all about for me, is the joy and just the sheer joy, really, of these kids playing under 6s and 7s.
The league has hit a participation record this season with 1,700 registered players. He might be a Kangaroos legend, but Brent Harvey is asking Tasmanians to help out a dog. The newest ambassador for the Greyhound adoption program says the retired racers make for the perfect pet.
Greyhounds are athletes. Now, I played footy for 21 years and seen some amazing athletes along my time. And you go and see the dogs in the kennels, and they are athletes.
The greyhounds are inherently quite lazy dogs. They're quite quirky in their personality, and they can be quite playful as well.
Applications to adopt a dog can be made at the GAP website. In the TSL Round 8, 3 of the league's top 4 have recorded big wins. Launceston thumped the Demons, North Launceston ran over the top of Glenorchy, and Kingborough firmed as the likely challenger for the Blues, cruising to victory over Lauderdale.
Lauderdale and Kingborough entered today's match looking to keep their top 4 hopes on track. Any chance of a close game was ruined by the Tigers in the first quarter, as they went on a goal spree. They kicked 6 of them, keeping the Southern Bombers scoreless. Lauderdale found the scoreboard in the second quarter, but the Tigers kept ticking along, the lead growing to 8 goals at the main break. It was a brutal third quarter for the Southern Bombers, conceding 8 goals. Lauderdale won back some respectability in the final term, but it was Kingborough's day, the Tigers consolidating their place in the top 2. At UTAS, it took North Launceston a matter of minutes to open their account via Brad Cox-Goodyear. It was a brutal first half for the Magpies, scoring just 2 points, as the Northern Bombers led by 70 at half-time. Ben Kamarick eventually breaking the drought, but it was one-way traffic. Luke Brent also showed courage in adversity, leaving the field after this sickening collision. North Launceston kicking away for a 21-goal win. And at Windsor Park, it took the Blues 6 minutes to get on the board against North Hobart. They kicked another 9 in the first term, blowing the game open. The lead growing at every change as the Demons had a day from hell. Launceston running away with a 140-point win. John Hunt, 7 Tasmania News.
Good evening everyone. A cloudy morning with Launceston reaching 18 degrees today and Hobart, Burnie and Devonport all 17. Across the state, Grove the top of 20 degrees, 19 on Flinders Island, St Helens and King Island 18, 17 in Wynyard, Lowhead, Friendly Beaches and Strawn and 11 in Lyowini. Extensive cloud can be seen covering Tasmania today, however decreased about the southeast, central east and far northwest during the afternoon. Further out, a cloud band associated with a weakening cold front and a trough extends from Tasmania to the northwest of Western Australia, while cloud spirals around an associated low to the southwest of Tasmania. Tomorrow, a cold front is nearing the west of Tasmania, while a low remains near the Queensland coast associated with several troughs. Another trough extends from northwest Western Australia to a low over the Tasman Sea. Northwesterly winds tomorrow 20 to 30 knots about the west, reaching 30 to 40 knots, however 15 to 25 knots elsewhere. Swells 3 to 5 metres in the west and south. And there is a gale warning in place for the central north coast and west coast, and a strong wind warning for the east coast, central plateau lakes, southwest lakes, Banks Strait and Franklin Sound. Developing showers and 19 in Hobart tomorrow, Richmond 20, 18 degrees in Ooze. Launceston and Devonport showers and 17, 15 in showers in Deloraine. 16 degrees in Burnie tomorrow, Strawn and Curry both 17 and showers. And in the east, a shower or two and 18 in St Helens, 18 in Swansea and Windy and 19 in Whitemark. Looking on to Monday, showers more frequent in the west and central areas, possible thunderstorms about the west and far south. Fine about the central east on Tuesday, showers elsewhere. And on Wednesday, showers more frequent about the west and far south. 19 in Perth tomorrow, a shower or two in Adelaide, Melbourne 21, showers in Canberra and Sydney and 33 in Darwin. And currently Hobart 17 and partly cloudy, 15 in Launceston and cloudy and Devonport 16 and mostly cloudy and low. Showers across the state are continuing.
Seems to never stop at the moment. Thanks for that, Chelsea. That's all your news for this Saturday evening. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a lovely evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night.